How's everybody doing today? To the surprise of most people, I'm not at work. Wow, that's a green ass lizard. Yeah, I'm not at work because I had to go to the emergency room yesterday. Unfortunately, thought I was taking care of myself. Nope. And this is why I don't be receiving my mail. Who the hell does this shit? Oh my effing cell. I know. Trust me, I'm on that. Trust me. I've already peace, man. So yeah, there was a bit of a health scare, which is why which is one of the reasons why we didn't do Wrestling Wednesday yesterday. Originally, I had, of course, you guys know, Wonky, that we will be doing a live show from New York City next Saturday, and I have to get things uh, ready for that. I'm way behind regarding that particular whatchamacallit, throwing this shit away. Getting mail that doesn't belong to me always irks my fucking nerves. Where's the trash can at? But I've been having chest issues for the past couple of weeks. Now, usually I'm thinking it'll go away. Because most things that be bothering me, it'll just simply go away on its own. The only thing as of late that I really need to take medication for was I had a migraine for like a whole day, and I was like, nah. I know for a fact those go away. Got a hat on, like got on my hat. Yeah, those normally go away. That one did it, and I had to go take some medicine for that one. Hold on, real quick. My bad to make sure nothing was attached to my hat. But then after that headache problem set aside, per Christopher J. Fashion, here comes another one, and another one, and another one, and another one, and another one. This time, it was with my chest, because usually your head, you're not supposed to really play around when it comes to your head. I thought somebody took my car. I'm about to go into his house and be very pissed off. Usually, not supposed to play with your head injury. Now, my chest, it felt like, was it in pain? No, N- no pain at all. It just felt like a pulse, a loud, not loud, just a pause in advance, a heartfelt pulse, like just on your chest, like doom, 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 doom. And I was like, okay, this is not normal. Then that pulse went from my chest all the way to my right arm, to my wrist. I was like, what the hell's going on here? And I'm over here telling he who shall not be named all of this. And I say he who shall not be named. She who shall not be named. Excuse me. She who shall not be named. I'm telling her this, and she got the bright idea for me to go to the emergency room. Now, sorry. Now, given all of this, I'm thinking, no, I don't think that's that crucial for emergency. I don't think this is emergency room situation. This is just go ahead, schedule an appointment with your PCP, and go see them. But after her and I kept on talking, she was pressing on me to do it, and she's right. I can be a stubborn bull. I was like, fine. I'll go to the emergency room. Went to the emergency room last night. Shockingly, got in. I got seen real quick. Get them my license. At Fill out the paperwork. As far as emergency contacts, don't have one. Went ahead and filled that out. They got me in there. They hooked me up to the EKG. Now on our watches, we have the ECG. They hooked me up to EKG. I got that twice. One that's mobile, which I had to carry with me all day one time, and this at the hospital. Lifted up my shirt. They put the tapes on and they measured my EKG. What did they do after that? Took my blood pressure, drew drew a lot of blood to run the test. Um, did a MRI, X-ray, excuse me, and went went to a room. They took me to a room. Like I said, this was like fast with it. Put me in a room. Picked my arm again. That one hurted a little bit more. Drew some more blood, and they hooked me up to the IV. And they said, "Wait here, wait here. I'm going to sleep." Lady came in, said correct my insurance information. She said the last time I was there was September. That is not true. I haven't been to that hospital. Um, that particular hospital, I haven't been in that hospital in a private well over a decade. So I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out how they got my um, updated insurance card, but that's neither here nor there. At least they accepted it. Now with doing that, I went to sleep, and the nurse came and woke me up around around the 4 o'clock hour. She woke me up and she said I had elevated CPK or CKP. I forgot what it is. CPK. When obviously she was going through what CPK is, and as far as the cause of that, it probably has something to do with me being dehydrated. Me being dehydrated, which is why you go to the first comment, selling hydrate, because I told him this morning what happened. So you talk about probably tissue, scar tissues in my chest now or in my heart. So they had to give me 2 liters of IV to get me back to normal. And that they did. That they did. So, and of course, I'm thinking I'm doing now. What? No, first thing is because I told she who shall not be named. I told her I was pissed because that could have waited till the morning or the next day. And I just added a $1,500 bill, minimum of $1,500 bill to my list of problems um, that's already piling up. So she, now of course, she gave me the spill. Of course, can be refuted. However, I'm going to get her back. I'm going to get her back when I get to New York. Um, But regardless of that, no medication needed. The only medication and the remedy is really simple: water. Stay hydrated. Right now, this car says 102. It is actually 92 degrees. Let me see what it actually feels like, because that's I can care less what the degrees are. I'm more like, how does it feel? Because that's what matters. And it's gonna be sunny all weekend. It's gonna be raining all next week. Okay, it's not gonna show me how I feel unless I get out the app. Oh, it feels like 95. Okay, there we go. So stay hydrated. I was drinking a liter of water a day, alkaline water, but Sel brought it to my attention. He said, "How much you weigh?" Told him how much I weigh. He said, "That's not enough," which is, uh, which is correct. I thought I was doing something because it was alkaline. Nope, still need a gallon a day. So I'm saying all this to say is take care of yourself, people. Take care of yourself. I'm gonna have to do what I seen some of the kids do way back when I used to be security at this grocery store. I seen them walk around with a gallon of water while they doing their jobs. I thought that was a little bit unorthodox, but I'm pretty sure they're not going. If they're still doing that practice, they're not going to no hospital racking up a $1,500 bill for dehydration, essentially, because that's pretty much what it was. So, and obviously, when I was going through the symptoms and looking at it on my own, stress being a big one is this Coco card. Stress being a big one is also oops also one of the contributing factors. Yeah, I don't know how well mm, I can say I don't know how to not be stressed when I'm always the situations I has to be in are stressful, and the situations I don't want to be in are more stressful than one could possibly imagine. So, how you deal with this level of stress? I think best idea, the best strategy for stress is to go get help, which is something I really don't do. Sometimes I'd be like, I'd rather die than ask for help, which is a arrogant, yes, but flat out stupid, even more so. Um, and also, I'm just to she who shall not be named. I'm also hard headed. Well, which is also a stubborn bull. So, one thing that I believe I'm going to, sorry, I got a message from LinkedIn. One thing I'm going to do is go through some level of change. Life, obviously, and also my professional life. Because I was thinking about this, I was doing the math before I got out here, and I came to a conclusion that I'm doing all of this for the most part. I'm doing all of this wrong. So, so this is going to like damn near have to go into effect. Um, I will be leaving my current occupation. As much as I want to say I'm leaving security, I will not hesitate to leave security. However, I think I need to consider leaving my current occupation for something that is not a wear and tear on my body. And actually, let me take that back. My body, for the most part, can is durable as of recent weeks with my chest, obviously. But I need to, and ironically, I got to look to the past to have to solve for the future. There's somebody I know who left the all intents and purposes left a 9 to 5 job and started and began becoming a courier. Because of that, how long have I been doing that? Um, I would say in doing going by that format, he was a courier for 10. So I'm not saying I'm gonna be a courier for 10 or 20 years. I'm going my next field for 10 or 20 years unless it financially makes sense. He was able to do all of that and able to take care of 4 kids, finally pay off a house, and is able to take the foot out the gas. So while I am transitioning into looking for a new occupation to settle down with, because I found some, and I just need to. I'm going through the process and everything. I just need to find something that's not going to take me out the game. So let's the like I do 60 minimum, by the way. I do 60 hours at work now. Obviously, that's a great job for the 93 hours I used to work down to 60. But that is also still affecting my health. And yeah, still affecting my health. And obviously, the pay could definitely be better. The question, the, the now statement is, when are you going to execute the right answer that you already know? The only thing I can say is I don't know, but soon. That's the only thing I can probably um that I can land on. When I'll be leaving my current occupation, um, soon, and doing something until the next uh, opportunity comes up soon. No, basically, because the goal right now is this. I already accomplished most of the things I wanted to accomplish. Obviously, I'm gonna find a better job to settle down in. I gotta take care of my health. I gotta um, find a 40-hour job, and I can be honest with the pay. If I was to find, and for the record, ladies and gentlemen, I stay in Houston, Texas. I know people are getting lost in this six-figure conversation and all this extra shit, which is fine. Let the content creators be content creators, and I use the word creators very loosely. Do I need 6 figures? No. Honestly, if I was to land a $75,000 job, That's more than enough for me. Some people will say, what about savings? That's included. Well, savings and investments. Yeah, if you guys remember my financial matrix, y'all, then y'all know where my 30% goes. If I was to find a job that was 75, not only that would take care of everything, that would literally take care of everything, literally everything. And like I said, I stay in Houston. If I stayed in Detroit, if I stayed in New York, if I stay in LA, Miami, all these other astronomically high places, sure. And also for the record, whatever job that I do in Houston, if I was to do those same jobs in those particular cities, the pay is going because of inflation itself, my pay is going to go up to six figures. So I know that. So that's why with some of those jobs, they don't allow you guys to leave the city or leave the state, especially if you're doing remote, because they want you to get the New York pay. They want you to stay in New York. They don't want you to move to no place like down south or somewhere in Houston, because they're honestly they're trying. It's well, we'll talk about that another day because people don't understand the psychology about that, and people don't know how I'm right all the time with some of the shit I say. And I'll say this because I got an idea for a segment. I have to accredit this to Cellulite. We was talking last week Wednesday before we started Wrestling Wednesday. He showed me a video about what happened in Las Vegas with those two creators going at it, and one killing the wife and that said creator. Cell said pretty much that like Cell gave me the idea to do a Chris is always right or Chris is right or Chris is always right hashtag, which is going to be a segment for the show. Now, I will say this: he's not lying, and that's actually a good idea. I just had to let everybody know because I had to. If anybody want to know who came up with the idea, I do believe in giving credit where credit's due. So you like. Um, Kind of sparked this idea. That's a segment I'm going to go to. And I'm only saying that because when it comes to how much people make and how employers operate and how they have to keep the employees underneath the thumb, underneath the mentality, so a task can be accomplished, they can't allow the employee to mentally go too high because if they do, they'll have no control over them. That's a conversation that I'm gonna bring later on. And speaking of me being right, I know I shouldn't say this because the gentleman, good guy, he's just a dimwit, like a huge dimwit. Like people let him talk because he's a dimwit, and I get it because if a wise person argues with a fool, people from the distance not gonna be able to tell the difference. When it comes to when it comes to the realm of criticizing the country of the United States of America, are you a nationalist or you're a or you're patriot or you practice patriotism? When it comes to the realm of criticizing the country, listen to the words that I'm saying because obviously this person doesn't listen. Granted, getting punched in the face so many times for a living, I can understand. A proud nationalist is not sees nothing wrong and don't see the reason to change it because a act of a change will be an insult to them as if their country is not all that great like they believe it to be. That is the one of the epitomes of being a nationalist when it comes to criticizing the country. Whereas someone that practices patriotism, they still love this country, but they say it can be better here, it can be better there. I'm a patriot. I practice the country, and guess what? There's some things in this country that I think is wrong that needs to be fixed. We don't have to do no deep dive into it today. But this person pulled up the definition of what it is to be a nationalist. He said, "See, you don't know what you're talking about." And I was like, "Stupid. The definition you pulled up powers my take on what I just said. You just substantiated my argument even more, which you haven't yet to articulate a word. But when you're punch drunk, it's hard for you to formulate a sentence. So I think I'm going to start doing that now because 10 to 11 years now, at least 10 years, I have been proving, no, let's be fair because I'm really talking about between Clubhouse and YouTube. Let me be accurate. Since September of 2021, that's the Clubhouse side, I have been right more times than I have been wrong. When it comes to YouTube, because remember, I didn't make my parents to this side of YouTube to the night after Kev died. Well, and what was that? That was 2002. So I've been on this side of YouTube for 3 years now. I have been right more times than not in the 90%, 90 over, well over 90% of the shit I said I've been right. I'll say that. And I mean I've been right. So right that I wish Fight Club was still here. Boy, I wish Fight Club was still here. Because I can go back to the things I said on Fight Club and it still makes sense in 2025. I'm not I'm not gonna say that. That what I'm about to say next was gonna be an absolute flex. I'm not gonna do that because y'all not ready. Y'all really not ready uh, for that level of flexing that I was about to do. But I will say this: go back and listen to people on YouTube and Clubhouse as well because they got replays. Now they do. Go back and listen to some of the things that you guys used to say on camera in front of a live audience. Go back and listen. Go back and listen to it, and ask yourself this question: what you said, did it make sense at the time? Did it make sense? Did it have value? Well, achieve your ultimate goal. The reason I say go back to that time because some of the things that most people say were stupid, and I combated this stupidness. And when it comes to these garbage ass talking points that most people have, it's one thing if it takes years to phase out because time has changed. It's another thing when your shit don't make it past a week. Fight Club starts on Saturday at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. That talking point be dead in the waters by the start of the next stream of Fight Club. So, some of the stupid shit y'all say makes no sense. And the reason why I'm highlighting that is go back and listen to the things I say. Whether you agree with it or not is fucking irrelevant. The question is, was I wrong? And the answer is no. I was not wrong. Because some of the talking points, I'll flex just a little. No, fuck it, I'll say. Some of the talking points that I probably strayed away from still make sense in 2025 versus some of y'all shit that didn't make it out the water. It drowned in the shallow part where I'm comfortable swimming. Like that old talking point, I don't say that talking point no more. But I'm willing. But like I said, that what I said back then was right, and to a degree, it could be right in 2025. Now that's your flesh right there. How can you um, abandon a talking point, but it can still be relevant easy when you pursue certain growth or things you go in life. You have to mature and elevate and proceed to the next chapter. That doesn't mean the talking point is wrong. It just means this doesn't apply to me anymore, and I could go ahead and move on to the next stages. Whereas some of the things that you guys said were lies back then, had no solid foundation, and quite frankly, any talking point that is absent a foundation never ages well, and never makes it to the finals. It never makes it to the end. Never makes it to the big dance. Who the heck is this? And oh, that's their car. Oh yeah, I forgot. Oh, they just added the front to it. So I wanted to get that off my chest because I've been doing YouTube on my personal page and no wow. But but the only thing I posted was that special announcement that I will be doing a live show from New York City next week Saturday. And right now, whew, right now I'm going to focus on preparing for New York because obviously I'm not going to New York to do a show. I gotta go to New York because she who shall not be named, I have to. We gotta get something taken care of, um, and it's something that I'm willing to do for others. So I'll say that. But yeah, that 1,500. But going back to this health scare, that $1,500 hospital bill that I'm about to get in the coming weeks or months. Yeah, I'm still borderline pissed about that, but at least I'm alive to be pissed. At least I'm alive to be pissed. Time was good. Peace and blessings, man. So let's take this 1,500. Let's go ahead and add it to the pile of stuff that I got to knock out. And there's going to be a change coming soon. My, my family's counting on it. People who care for me is counting on it. I need to count on it. I need to start counting on it a lot more. And like I said, I need to go hydrate myself. So thank you guys for hearing me rant. I haven't talked to y'all in a while. 32 minutes? Jeez. Okay. Thanks for y'all hearing me talk. BTSI show, Crystal J. Talk to you guys later. Peace out.